They scheduled to arrange it yesterday at 11 o'clock, but I'm not sure if they did. They may have brought it up here. Well, they said they scheduled to do it over PowerPoint. Yeah, those are done at 11 a.m.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yep, we're good to go. We are ready to have a we'll bring it up there.
Nope, right over here. All right, we are back on the record on docket 2329 FC, People of the State of Michigan versus Willie James Jr. All council are present. And on behalf of the people, is there any record you need to make prior to the entrance of the jurors?
There's not, well, there is, Your Honor, yes. We have a witness who's been brought out from the lockup. We've made a detailed record on Ms. Rose. We brought her out prior to the jury being here, so the jury doesn't see her coming out from the lockup. And so she's seated in the witness box and she's without cuffs. The other thing is we just asked the judge for about a 1-minute continuance so we can show her an item and have her authenticate what it is, please.
All right.
Okay. I know. You're all right, but
And you want to do this off the record?
please, yeah.
Yes, we're off the record.
Okay, that makes sense.
To address prior to entrance of the jurors.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. The jurors, please.
All rise.
Thank you. Good morning. You may be seated. On behalf of the people, your next witness.
I want to thank you and good morning. The people next call to the witness stand, Liliana, that's Lillijana Rose, please.
Thank you. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
You may put your hand down. And did counsel spell your name correctly?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then ROSE is the correct last name spelling?
Yes, ma'am.
I need you to say yes or no rather than use words that could be found in a dictionary. It's okay to ignore me, talk to the jury. And if you hear an objection, do not answer the question until I've made a ruling as to whether or not you can. And please let counsel finish their questions before you jump in and answer. So we only have one person talking at a time. If you need a break, you let me know, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, counsel. You may proceed.
Thank you. Good morning, Miss Rose.
Good morning.
Miss Rose, are you employed?
Yes,
What do you do for a living?
I do home care.
I want to take you back to January of 2021. Were you living in Lansing in January of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. In January of 2021, did you know somebody by the name of Andrew Watson?
Yes, sir.
And that person that you knew as Andrew Watson, did you have a nickname for him?
Yes, sir.
And what was the nickname that you called him, please?
Money bags.
Have you ever heard Andrew referred to also as the name Skrill?
Yes,
And what about the name Bubba? Have you ever heard him referred as that?
no,
So just Skrill and Moneybags?
yes,
And that's what you call the Moneybags, correct?
yes, sir.
How long prior to January of 2021 did you know Andrew Watson?
I knew Andrew since I was 18.
And in January of 2021, what was your relationship to Andrew?
We were just like friends with benefits.
When you say you were friends with benefits, you were friends with each other, is that correct?
Yes,
And the benefits, was that a sexual or romantic component to the relationship?
yes, sir.
And how long had that particular relationship that you described been going on with Andrew prior to January of 2021?
We would really, I would see him every day, honestly, unless,
Sure. When did you start this relationship with Andrew though prior to January of 21? Was it a week, a month, 6 months, a year?
maybe about like 5, 6 months
5, 6 months, okay. And then when did you start becoming more than friends with Andrew?
after we got to like talking and stuff.
All right, so within that 5 to 6 month period prior to January 2021?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, in the months leading up to January 2021, how often would you see Andrew?
He would come to my grandma's house and I would like drive him around and stuff. So almost every day.
Did Andrew have cellular phones back in January of 2021?
Yes, sir.
How many cellular phones did he have?
2.
And did you call him on both of those numbers, or did you have one that you used exclusively?
I used one.
Okay. All right, so on the date of January 12th of 2021, was that your relationship with Andrew Watson? Still friends and sometimes romantic partners?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Andrew, we've had testimony in this case, disappeared off the face of the earth on January 12th of 2021. Is that your experience also with Andrew?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember having some contact with Andrew on the date of January 12th, 2021?
Yes, I do.
All right, I want to talk about the evening hours. Do you remember being on the phone with Andrew on the evening of January 12th, 2021?
Yes, sir.
What type of contact were you having with Andrew on the evening of January 12th, 2021?
Excuse me. I was talking to him because I was getting a tattoo on my neck of his name. And right after I was telling him like I was getting a tattoo, he was telling me how I forgot the S and I need to go back and add the S. And after that, he said his phone was gonna die, he would call me back. And I never heard after.
All right, so I'll talk a little bit about that, please, okay? So do you know what time of evening it was that you were on the phone with Andrew that night?
I can't remember.
And was it a regular phone call? Was it a
Just
FaceTime?
FaceTime.
FaceTime? Do you know where Andrew was when you were FaceTiming with him that night?
He was in the car.
Do you know who, if anyone, he was with?
He was with a girl named Melissa.
How do you know he was in the car?
We was FaceTiming.
So you could see, he was the passenger?
No, he was driving his
He
car.
was the driver, he was driving and FaceTiming?
Yeah, he was like the FaceTime, yeah.
Okay.
Right, so he was in a car with a person by the name of Alyssa.
He was, yes.
Okay, did you know this person by the name of Alyssa?
Yes.
Okay, what was your relationship to this person by the name of Alyssa?
I never really talked to her or anything.
All right. When you and Andrew were FaceTiming on the phone that night and he was in the car with Alyssa, did he tell you about what his intention was as to where he was going at that time?
Yes, he said he was going to play cards with some of his bros and friends in Georgetown at Auntie's house.
So when you talked to him via FaceTime, Andrew was in the car with Alyssa going to play poker, is that right?
Yes.
And you told us that you were getting a tattoo at the time that you spoke to
Yes.
spoke to Andrew?
Yes.
Who was giving you a tattoo?
It was a girl that does tattoos. Her name was Lindsay.
Was that at a salon or was that at a private residence?
Yeah, private.
And what name were you getting tattooed on your neck?
Money bags.
Was that Andrew's nickname?
Yes.
Why were you getting his name tattooed on your neck?
I don't know.
All right. So when you got his name tattooed on your neck, what if anything did he tell you about that?
He just told me I forgot the S.
Was that during the FaceTime call?
Yeah.
As that FaceTime call continued, were you able to complete it with him or did something happen to his phone?
His phone died.
After his phone died, did you continue to try and communicate with him in another way that night?
Yes, sir.
How did you do that, please?
I texted him.
And during that text, what, if anything, did you tell him about your intention where you were going that night?
Yes, sir.
What did you tell him?
I'm going to my grandma's.
Did Andrew respond to you about his intention as to when he might see you again?
No, he did not.
Well, did he say he would see you at any time soon?
He just said he would see me after he's done playing cards.
He just said what?
He would see me after he's done playing cards, but I never heard of.
All right.
Can I just jump in? So you said I'm going to my grandma's, and did he respond to that message?
No, ma'am, no, sir.
So,
Wait a minute.
okay,
If I could just,
go ahead.
let me just ask my question. Thank you. So you're on the phone with Andrew, the phone dies, and then you're texting with one another, correct?
Yes, sir.
Was it in that text that you were told him that you were going to your grandmother's house?
Yes, sir.
And did Andrew respond, whatever it was, did he respond to that text message?
No, sir.
Did Andrew at any point in time, either on the phone or in text, tell you he was going to see you later on?
No. He told, on the phone, he said that, he would see me later, but his phone died, I never got to talk to him again.
All right, so this was the night of January 12th of 2021, is that correct?
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Did you ever hear from Andrew via phone or text after this last call that you had with him that night?
No, sir.
Did you ever see Andrew after this last communication that you had with Andrew on January 12th, 2021?
No, sir.
All right, during the course of this investigation, did you provide a copy of that last text message that you had to this detective, Detective Osborne?
Never talked to a detective.
Never spoke to a detective?
Not that I remember.
All right. If I showed you a copy of your statement, do you think that might refresh your memory as to what you told the police in connection with this investigation there?
Yeah.
Hold on just a second. All right, let me show you a copy of the police report, okay? Mr. Goodrich, page 18 of Detective Lowell's police report. And I'm gonna refer you down here to this thing that says witness Liliana Rose statement. Can you read that paragraph to yourself, please? Tell me when you're done reading it. Did you read that to yourself, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, so I know it's been 5 years. Does that refresh your memory as to what you might have told police?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first of all, just so we're clear, it looks like you were interviewed by Detective Osborne in connection with Andrew's disappearance, isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
It looks like you were interviewed on January 22nd of 2021, correct?
Yes, sir.
And during that interview, you provided Detective Osborne with a copy of a text message or a final text message that you had with Andrew that you've just described to us. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Good, thank you. Let me approach you with People's Exhibit number 192. I'm asking you to take a look at this, please, for a moment, read it. Tell me when you're done reading it, okay?
No, sir.
Okay, have you read that? Hey, Lily, after you've looked at that, do you recognize what that item is, please?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell the jury what that item is that I just handed you in People's 192?
Me and many text messages.
Okay, was this the last text message that you sent between you and Andrew on the night of January 12th, 2021? Okay. And is this the conversation that you were just describing to the jury that you had on text message?
Yes, sir.
Does this exhibit, People's 192, does it fairly and accurately show the conversation between you and Andrew that night?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. I'm going to move admission, Your Honor, at this time with People's Proposed Exhibit number 192.
Any objection or voir dire?
No objection, Your Honor.
Admitted.
All right, thank you. All right, so let me show you this. All right, so the blue is from you and you say, this how she did it. I told her the other way, but she did it this way. Are you talking about your tattoo there?
Yes, sir.
And what did Andrew respond to you right there, please?
Said you forgot the S on the end, bags.
All right, so just like you described, you had put money bag as a tattoo, but it's money bags with an S. Is that-
Yes.
All right. You then told him that, okay, well, I will get it when I come back to get my stuff, or we'll ask her to add it the other day, another day. And then you write, I'm on my way to my grandma's. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's what you just told us. You said to Andrew about what your intention was that night, correct?
Yes, sir.
There's a time next to that. Can you see what that time is that you send him the text? I'm on my way to my grandma's.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what time is that, please?
8:04 p.m.
And then what did Andrew respond to you when you said you're on your way to your grandma's?
We'll see you in a little.
And what time did Andrew write that to you, please?
8:04 p.m.
And then what did you say to him again about you, where you were intending to go that night?
Okay, I'll be at my grandma's.
And then did Andrew ever respond to that text, okay, I will be at my grandma's?
No, he did not.
And you never heard from Andrew again, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Either by phone or by text?
No.
And you never saw him again, is that correct? This was January 12th of 2021, is that accurate,
Yes,
ma'am?
sir.
All
You
right,
just said 2 no's, but the answers really were yes, correct?
Sorry.
Well, no, that's okay. It was just, I understood what you meant. When we read it in the transcript, it might appear that you're disagreeing with counsel. So you meant yes to all of those. He was correct in his statements. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
thank you, Your Honor. And you told us that Andrew indicated his intention to go play cards, play poker that night, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, was that unusual that Andrew would be going to play poker?
Yeah, I didn't really normally know Moneybags is hanging out with people. Never really seen him hanging out with nobody. It was only me and him.
Okay, so you really didn't know what Andrew did in his personal life?
Yeah.
His private life? Okay. Now, you also provided some sort of a video to the police in connection with this case, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, now this video that we're gonna see in a minute, did there come a time when you posted this video on social media?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Andrew disappeared, and you said, you confirmed that for us, January 12th of 2021. The video that we're gonna see, first of all, when was that taken in relationship to January 12th, 2021?
I was taken way before that.
When you say way before, a week, 2 weeks, a month, 6 months, if you know. Was it taken the week of January 12th, 2021 or before?
It was before.
Okay. Was it in the month of January or before the month of January?
Before.
Was it in the month of December or November or October, if you know?
I don't remember.
Where was this video taken, please?
It was taken in Georgetown
Where in Georgetown was it taken?
at Auntie's house.
This person that you described as Auntie, do you know Auntie?
No, I
Do
did
you
not.
have a personal relationship with her?
No, I did not.
Was that a place that you would go on a frequent basis?
No, I would not.
Okay. Why was it that you were at Auntie's house this particular day when this video was taken?
He was dropping off some money there.
Do you know he was dropping it off to?
I think he just kept his money there, I'm not sure.
Did you see him give any money to anyone that day?
No, I did not.
Did you see how much money he had with him when you arrived that day?
No, I did not, just what that was on the table.
Say that again, no, I did not.
Just what was on the table in the video.
Was there anyone else at Auntie's house when you were there that day when this video was taken?
Just me, my daughter, and
Say it again.
just me, my daughter, and money bags.
And how old is your daughter, please?
My daughter is 8 now.
How old was she at the time?
She was. I don't remember what the video was.
So would have been about 5 years ago, about 3 years old, right?
Yeah,
Was Auntie there when you were there when this video was taken?
yes,
Was Auntie in the room when the video was taken?
no,
Was anybody else in the room when the video was taken?
no,
Who took the video?
money bags
How did he take the video?
on my phone,
On your phone?
yes,
Do you know why he took the video that day?
no.
Did you ever post that video on social media?
I didn't, money bags posted it on my Facebook.
Do you know when Moneybags posted this video on your Facebook?
It was the same night.
Do you remember what the caption was when he put that on your Facebook?
Winter grind, something like that.
What was it?
Winter grind.
Winter
something like
grind?
that, yeah.
Did you know where Andrew had gotten the money or Moneybags had gotten the money that we're gonna see in this video?
No, I did not.
Okay. So I'm gonna hand you what's been marked into evidence, People's Exhibit number 189. And there appears to be a thumb drive in there, right? And it's marked 189, is that correct?
Yes.
Now, prior to the jury coming in, you had an opportunity to look at this thumb drive, is that correct?
Yes,
And what did you see on this thumb drive that I have in front of you, People's 189? Yeah, what
I
was on?
didn't hear the answer.
Yeah, what was,
yes,
hold on,
No.
breathe. I'll take care of it.
Okay.
What was on this thumb drive that I just showed you, please?
the, money on the table,
The video that you just described for us?
yes, sir.
Does this fairly and accurately show the video that Andrew took that day that was put on your social media account?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to move admission at this time of People's Proposed 189.
Any objection or reply there?
I have no objection, Your Honor.
Admitted.
Could you switch to the front, please? Okay, so we have this video in still frame here, ma'am. See a person seated right there. Can you tell us who that person is?
That's me.
And where are we when this is being taken? At Georgetown?
Yes, sir.
Where inside the Georgetown apartment is this video being taken? And we see what looks like a lot of money in this photograph. Is that correct? Or this still shot?
Yes, sir.
And where inside of the living room of the apartment was this money located?
The table,
All right. And who had put this money on the table?
money bags,
When had he put this money on the table?
when we was in Georgetown.
Say that again.
When we was in Georgetown.
And did he tell you why he was putting it on the table?
No, he did not.
All right. Play the video, please. All right, play the video again, please.
Stop.
Okay, we saw a young girl there next to you. Is that your daughter?
Yes, sir.
And then behind that, we saw a microwave oven. Okay, did you see that microwave oven in the back? Let's play it again. Stop it right there. That appears to be some sort of microwave inside the Georgetown apartment. Is that correct?
I think so, I'm not sure.
All right. And it was just you, Andrew, and your daughter and auntie who were present when this video was taken?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you know when in relationship to this video being taken, it was put on your social media account by Andrew?
Do I remember?
Do you remember when in relationship to the day he took this video that it was put on your social media
I
account?
don't remember what day.
Did he tell you why he was putting it on your social media account?
No, he did not.
All right, let's rewind and play the video one more time, please. Last question, there appears to be some music playing in the back. Was that music added to the video or was it playing at the time the video was taken?
Added to it.
When you say it was added to it, who added the music to it?
Money back.
When did he add that music to it?
The same night you posted it.
So when he posted it, he showed the content, the visual content, and added music to the background. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you know the song or recognize the song that's playing?
All I know is it's called Wintertime Grind. I don't know if I
All I
know.
know is,
It was called Wintertime Grind.
All right. Did Andrew have his own social media account?
No, not that I know of.
But he posted this to yours.
Yes,
And final question, again, you cannot isolate for it. Do you know if this was in January of 2012 or when it was in relationship to January of 2012?
it wasn't. The video,
Yeah,
it wasn't. It was before.
sometime within that period of time that you knew Andrew, though, about the 6 months from January 12th back, about 6 months, he
Yes,
posted that.
sir.
All right, great. I don't have any further questions. Thank you.
Ross,
Good morning, Ms. Rose. So you had substantial amount of contact with Andrew Watson over about 6 months, a year and a half prior to the January date?
Yes, sir.
And was it common for him to carry around large amounts of cash?
No,
I guess, how did you, when you got to this auntie's place there, did you show up with just you and your daughter and he was already there, or did you ride together, or how did you get there?
we rode together.
So he took you there, was it essentially to show you the money, or was there a different reason that you went there that day?
We went there to just drop the money off. We went there and he just was counting the money, laid it on the table,
Okay, so he went there to essentially kind of count the money and
drop it off.
And drop- so
Check
he was-
Auntie's house.
so he was leaving the money, he left the money at auntie's house?
Yes, sir.
Do you know if that was something that he did as a routine, leaving money at a trusted person's house like auntie or family?
Yes, he left his money places.
Okay, and was it normally auntie that he left the money with?
No, not all the time. That was just the first time I seen him even have that much money.
Okay. And, I mean, you said that what the normal name that you used for him was money bags, correct?
Yes, sir.
Where does the name come from?
That's what he told me to call him when I met him.
Okay, so that was. And you don't know like his circle of friends really beyond him very much?
No, I do not. It was only me and him.
Did you know his name was Andrew, or did you just?
I know the name Andrew.
Okay.
Yes.
Did he have money to give you when you needed some, or?
Yeah, if I called him and asked him for something, he'd be there for me.
Okay. One thing I wanted to clear up, you stated that you had a FaceTime with him where his phone appeared to die. And was that before the 8:05 text messages then?
Yes,
Okay, so he was riding around with, you said it was Alyssa at that time before 8 o'clock?
yes. Or sorry, sir, it could have been after, I don't remember, it's been so long. But he was with Alyssa because Alyssa dropped him off.
All right, so you're not positive if the FaceTime was before or after the text messages?
The FaceTime it was before the text messages.
Okay, so you do remember that? Okay,
Yes,
so FaceTime is before the text
Yes.
messages? And according to your phone there, the last text message appeared to be 8:05 PM?
yes.
And then you never heard from him again that night?
No, sir.
And what was your understanding of his plans that evening?
That he was going to play cards. And he would see me after he was done.
Was that a fairly routine thing that you guys did, or was that,
No,
Was
he
this something
never-
unusual?
That was the first time he ever really gambled when I knew him, since I knew him.
all right, so you weren't really privy to that part of his life either?
Yeah.
I guess, what did you know about him in general? You said, so you didn't know where his money came from, or, and you don't know his circle of friends at all?
No, sir.
Did you know Auntie at all? Or was she a stranger to you?
Yeah, she was a stranger, I didn't know her. He just told me to call her auntie.
I think you have no further questions.
Redirect.
Thank you. I just want to follow up on something the court asked you. So when you had this FaceTime call, you said Andrew was driving, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, just speak up just a little bit, right? And so you also just told Mr. Goodrich that you knew Alyssa had dropped him off that night, is that correct?
yes, sir.
And I'm just wondering if you're putting two things together here, but you tell me. Did you see Alyssa during the FaceTime call, or did you just assume Alyssa was in the car because you knew she had dropped him off somewhere?
Yeah, I just assumed.
Okay, so if we could go back to the main screen, please, Mr. Ring. All right, so you had a FaceTime call with Andrew and you showed him your tattoo, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And then his phone died, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you followed up with texts and he told you that they forgot the S on the end of bags, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you had this conversation about going to grandma's house and this was around 8 o'clock, correct?
Yes, sir.
During the FaceTime call you had, he appeared to be driving an automobile, correct?
Mm,
You said he was driving when you had.
He was driving, yes.
Okay, but you didn't see Alyssa in the car, correct?
No.
Right. You found out later that Alyssa had driven him somewhere?
Yes, sir.
Are you assuming Alyssa was in the car? So you really don't know if she was in the car at the time of the Facebook?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you talked to him at 8 o'clock and texted him with him, he was in a car driving. Is that all accurate?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. I have no further questions.
I just want to follow up. To be clear, you said you knew him since you were 18, is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you said you dated him for about 5 or 6 months, is that right?
It was like friends with benefits.
Yeah,
Yeah,
All
yes,
right.
ma'am.
friends with benefits. So how old were you then? Like, how long did you know him before the friends with benefits started?
I knew him since I was 18. And
Okay,
then
so then how much time had passed? How old were you when the friends with benefits started?
18. I was 18 when I first met him.
Okay, so that clears it up. I had an impression that you sort of knew him and then along the way this happened, but you met him when you were 18 and this happened.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that clears it up for me. Counsel, anything further?
Nothing in response, thank you, Your Honor.
Nothing further.
May this witness be released from subpoena?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Yes.
Counsel, could you approach?
Oh, yes, thank you.
We need to take a brief break.
All rise.
You may be seated. All right, ma'am, I need you to not discuss your testimony with any other witness. You can certainly watch the trial, come in and watch it however you want to do it, but do not talk about your testimony to any witness or anybody else's testimony during this trial. Afterwards, you can talk about whatever you wish.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now, we're gonna send you back to lockup. You are released from my orders, the contempt, okay? But my question to you is, did they arraign you in the 54A cases yesterday?
No, they did not. My mom bonded. My mom was waiting for you to withhold the bond me out.
Okay, so you're gonna make arrangements with them?
Yes.
Okay, because I wasn't sure if you needed someone to pick you up now, or if they were gonna transport you over to 54.
Yeah, no, I just, my mom's gonna bond me out and
Okay, very good. So then, the rest of the contempt is released, and so you will be released. Appreciate your time. Just remember to always respond to the court, and if you have a conflict, we deal with that all the time. Just let us know, okay?
yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you very much. You're released.
I just said something already now.
Ready for the next one?
We are, Your Honor, yes.
Mr. James had requested if he'd be able to use the restroom before we resume.
Sure, I mean, we can just use this as a morning break and then work till lunch, so let's just give everybody a few minutes. See you in about 10 minutes. Bill, I know you're like, I know you are just
All rise.
Thank you. You may be seated. Council, next witness.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. People call Officer Bo Adowski to the witness stand.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Thank you. Put your hand up and have a seat. Pull the chair right up to the microphone. When you are comfortable, please state and spell your name for the record.
Officer Bo Idelski, Epaudalski.
Thank you. Counsel, you may proceed.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Officer Adowski, please tell the jury, where are you employed?
The Lansing Police Department,
In what capacity are you employed with the Lansing Police Department?
on road patrol,
How long have you been a police officer with the Lansing Police Department?
a little under 6 years.
Officer Adowski, what is your current assignment with the Lansing Police Department?
I'm on road patrol on night shift.
And what are your duties as a road patrol officer on the night shift with the Lansing Police Department?
Responding to calls, other or calls for service and other patrol duties.
I want to direct your attention, please, to the date of January 16th of 2021. Were you so employed with the Lansing Police Department working as a road patrol officer on January 16th of 2021?
Yes,
And sir, can you tell us what were your hours or shift that you were working on Saturday, January 16th, 2021?
I was on day shift,
And can you tell the jury, please, what area of the city were you assigned to patrol?
the south end of Lansing,
Officer, were you working alone or with a partner on that day?
alone.
Were you working in a full police uniform?
Yes,
And were you working in a marked patrol car?
yes.
Officer Adowski, I want to direct your attention, please, to the time of 2:00 p.m. on the afternoon of Saturday, January 16th, 2021. Sir, were you dispatched to a particular location to take a call at about 2:00 p.m. that day?
Yes,
Can you tell the jury where you were dispatched to, please?
Lansing Police Operations Center.
We've had some testimony in this case about the Lansing Police Department Operations Center. First of all, what is the Lansing Police Department Operations Center?
It is one of our police stations, where we have our lineups, pre-shift, and where our patrol cars are located
Where is this located within the city of Lansing?
on Wise Road,
Where is Wise Road located geographically in the city?
on the south end of Lansing between Jolly and Miller.
Can you tell the jury, please, at approximately 2:00 p.m. on January 16th of 2021, why were you dispatched to return back to the Police Operations Center that afternoon?
I was dispatched there in reference to a missing persons report.
All right, so did you arrive at that location and take this report, sir?
Yes,
Can you tell the jury, please, when you got there, who did you meet with in connection with this missing persons report?
Andrew Watson Senior,
Who was Andrew Watson Sr. in relationship to the missing person?
father.
And were you provided with information on January 16th, 2021 about the details of the disappearance of this suspected missing person?
Yes,
What was the name of the missing person that you were given that day, sir?
Andrew Watson Jr.
All right, so I want to digress for just a moment. You responded to the Police Operations Center at 2:00 p.m. to take this call from Mr. Watson Sr. Is that an accurate recount of your testimony?
Yes,
Had you also received information earlier in that day from someone also reporting that Andrew Watson, the second or junior, was missing?
that's correct.
Tell us about that, please.
I was contacted. I made there was a dispatch call that I made from a female named Alyssa Ryan. I'm in contact with her over the phone. She also advised that she hadn't heard from Andrew Watson.
Can you describe for us, please, how that dispatch got to you and why you responded via phone to Ms. Ryan, please?
She had put in a call to our dispatch center claiming that the individual she believed was missing, and she did not get in contact with them and wanted to contact the police via phone. So dispatch put in her information and I called her.
Is it normal that you as a police officer will call somebody back on a call like that as opposed to visiting with them in person?
Yes, if they would like phone contact, yes.
Did you speak with Alyssa Ryan via telephone?
Yes,
Did she provide you information about the details, how Andrew Watson II had gone missing?
yes.
Did I ask a bad question?
Can you ask that again?
Yeah, when you spoke to Ms. Ryan on the phone, did she tell you details about what had led up to her concluding he was missing?
She said he had gone to the apartments on Georgetown the night prior, and then she had not heard from him since.
Okay, let me refresh your memory with your police report, sir, because we have a very tight time period we want to talk about, okay? So if I showed you a copy of your police report, would that refresh you as to what she said to you, please? Okay, I want you to review this, contact with Ms. Ryan, please. Just read that to yourself. Does that refresh your memory about your contact with Ms. Ryan?
Yes,
All right. With respect to the date that Ms. Ryan reported that Andrew had gone missing, what was the date that she provided to you, please?
January 12th.
January 12th, is that correct? All right.
Yeah.
So this date of report would be the 16th. She advised you that she had last seen him on the 12th. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We had a tight time period. I want to make sure we're good with dates, all right?
I apologize.
Oh, you're fine. All right, so getting back to your testimony, sir, you had received the dispatch and you made a call to Alyssa Ryan. She provided information that Andrew had been at Georgetown Apartments. She had not seen him since January 12th. Is that all accurate?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you took that information and then you were subsequently dispatched to the operations center to meet with Mr. Watson II's family. Is that correct?
Yes.
And did they also provide you information about the disappearance of their son, Andrew Watson II?
Yes.
Okay. So tell us what the normal protocol is for a police officer. How do you go about taking a missing persons report and what do you do?
Gain information. So last time the individual was seen, what were they wearing, a physical description of them, any known addresses that they're known to go to, if there's any information as to why you think they're missing, and then any other extenuating circumstances such as, like, do you think they're a harm to themselves or others? Are they going without any medication that they're supposed to be taking? Things like that, that would lead us to believe that they were in danger.
All right. So can you tell us please what LEIN or LEAN is?
The Law Enforcement Information Network.
How is the law enforcement information network used as it relates to a missing person?
If someone is missing, we will enter, and they meet the criteria of a missing person, they will be entered into LEAN as missing. So if another officer, someone has contact with them, they'll show when they run their name that they're a missing or endangered person.
All right. In this particular case, on January 16th of 2021, was Andrew Watson's name put into LEAN on that day?
No,
Why is that?
because other than him having his phone off and not being in contact with his family, there were no other extenuating circumstances at the time that I believe to make him missing or endangered.
All right, so even though Andrew had not been seen since January 12th and people could not get in contact with him, it did not meet the initial criteria for missing persons investigation?
Correct.
All right, so understanding that, did you prepare a report in connection with these contacts with both the Watson family and Alyssa Ryan?
Yes.
And then where do you send this investigation to at this point in time?
From the road patrol level, once the report is submitted, a sergeant reviews it, and then in this case, we forward it to the Detective Bureau.
Just so the jury's clear, when you get a report like this, when a person has been missing a fairly brief time now between the 12th and the 16th, do you as a road patrol officer start going out and looking for that person immediately, or what's the protocol?
In this particular case, I did not. Again, like I said, we'll go to the detectives and then they will kind of begin an investigation and related to that.
And who makes the decision whether a missing persons case goes to a detective for actual investigation?
The sergeant who reviews that report would be the one who forwards it to the detectives.
All right, so if this case was ultimately referred on the 19th to Detective Osborne, that would have been because of the sergeant reviewing this report, the allegations, and referring it on to the Detective Bureau?
Yes.
Okay. All right, great. I have no further questions. Thank you.
Cross.
Morning, officer.
Good morning.
As I understand your testimony, you've been an officer for 6 years, is that correct?
Yes.
And so at the time you took this report, you would have been an officer for approximately 1 year, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
And trying to understand the order of events of the people you spoke to, was Alyssa Ryan the first person you spoke to, or was it Mr. Watson Sr.?
Alyssa Ryan was first and then Mr. Watson.
And both of those contacts occurred the same day?
Yes.
And you spoke with Miss Ryan, you said on the phone, is that right?
Yes.
And Mr. Watson Sr., you spoke to him at the Operations Center on Wise Road in person?
Yes.
And was he the only family member that you spoke to that day?
Yes.
And was he by himself or accompanied with anyone else, or do you remember?
He was accompanied with another individual.
And do you know who that individual was?
I believe his wife.
Okay. And you did not speak to her, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And the report that you just refreshed your memory with a moment ago, that's a report that you generated for this case, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that's one page,
Yes.
approximately a couple paragraphs?
Yes, that's correct.
And is that because that was the extent of your involvement in this matter?
That's correct.
And other than what you have just told us here today, you did not have any additional follow-ups or any other work on this case, is that correct?
Correct.
And Mr. Watson Jr. or Mr. Watson II was not placed into lien as a missing person because he did not meet the criteria at that time, as I understand your testimony. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And who makes that determination? Is that you or someone else?
At that time, it was me.
Okay. And is there a specific protocol for that, or are there certain things that need to be met in order for someone to be declared a missing person and put into lien? Or is that more of your discretion as an officer based upon the totality of what you know?
There is criteria that would make that falls into why you would enter someone in this lien, but at that point, I did not think there was enough to enter him in as or enter him in missing.
And what is that criteria, please?
Like I said, if you believe he's missing, endangered, a harm to himself or others, anything like that.
Okay. And based upon the information that you had at that time, you did not have any reason to believe that, then, is that correct?
Correct.
And do you know what the time period was between when you spoke with Miss Ryan and Mr. Watson Sr.?
I don't know the exact time.
But it was both on the same day, is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you, officer. That's all the questions I have.
Redirect.
I have no redirect, Your Honor. Thank you.
May this witness be released from the.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much for your time and testimony. Your release is subpoenaed. Please do not discuss your testimony.
Thank you. The next witness will be pursuant to the court's prior legal ruling, will be a witness that will be read via transcription. I think what we should probably do, and if this is acceptable to the court, is we can have the reader from our office come up and maybe swear her to read it accurately, and go from there.
Is she here?
She is, Your Honor,
Do
yes.
we all have transcripts?
I will provide the court a copy right now, and Mr. Goodrich and Mr. Austin have our copies, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Am I taking this out?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and nothing but the truth?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Put your hand down. And for the purposes of this, I guess I went into rote. I really need to ask you, as part of your oath, you promise to read accurately the transcript of the individual who's not available.
Yes,
And just for the purpose of making the record clear of who you are, please state and spell your name.
Marissa Berry, Marissa, last name Berry.
But this is not your testimony, it's testimony from an unavailable witness that you'll be reading accurate, correct?
Correct.
All right, thank you.
All right, I'm sorry, thank you. And the record should reflect, this will be the preliminary examination testimony under oath of witness Alyssa Ryan. It was taken by Assistant Prosecutor Andrew Stevens from the Ingham County Prosecutor's Office. And Mr. Austin was trial or counsel at preliminary examination who conducted the cross-examination. He will read his part here today.
All right, and you will read Mr. Andrews' part and I'll read the court's part.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Did you starting it, Your Honor? I'm sorry.
It says page 36 of the.
Oh, 36 at the top.
Is that where we started?
Yes, page 36, line number 1. here.
36, okay. So you would start at line 4.
I do.
All right, ma'am. Have a seat here and please project for recording purposes, okay, ma'am?
Okay.
Mr. Stevens, when you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Ryan, do you know somebody name identified as Andrew Watson II?
Yes.
All right, how do you know Andrew Watson II?
I met him through a mutual friend.
Okay, and how long have you known Mr. Watson II?
I believe I met him in October of 2020.
Did you call him Andrew or did you call him something else?
No, I called him Scrib.
Skrill. How would you spell that if I were to ask you to spell it?
Skrill.
So if I continue to refer to Andrew as Skrill, are we on the same page?
Yes.
And I just maybe using that so we can avoid having to continue to repeat Andrew Watson II. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
If you were to describe your relationship with Skrill, how would you describe it or explain it?
We were friends.
Okay,
We were kind of like dating-ish at one point in time, but at the last time I saw him, we were just friends.
okay, so you brought it up. So you said the last time you saw him, what was the date? Do you remember the date the last time you saw Skrill?
I believe it was January 12th of 2021,
Okay,
or the 11th, maybe.
okay, so you had some sort of relationship with Skrill between October of 2020 until the last time you saw him, January 12th of 2021.
Yes,
So I'm talking about 4 months. Is that an accurate count, give or take?
yes,
And at that time, you had a friendship and or a dating relationship?
yeah,
Back in January of 2021, do you know where Skrill was living?
no,
Okay, had you ever been to his place?
no,
Do you know if it was somewhere in the city of Lansing or you have no idea at all?
I have no idea where he lived.
Very good. I don't want the street address or street numbers or address. Where were you living in the city of Lansing?
Yes,
Do you remember the day, the events of the last day you saw Skrill?
yes,
All right, I want to talk a little bit about that day, okay? The last day you saw Skrill, how is it that the two of you got in contact? got to the point where you were seeing each other face to face?
I believe I called him, me and my friend were hanging out. We were trying to get him to come out with us. And then he asked me for a ride. He said that he needed a ride. So the friend I was with, she watched my kids and I went and picked him up and then I gave him a ride.
Do you know where he was when you picked him up?
I don't know where he came from. He had me meet him at the house that was behind a speedway.
Okay, was that house in the city of Lansing as far as you know?
Yes,
And how did you communicate with Skrill? Phone, text, something else?
over the phone,
Phone calls, text messages?
phone call.
Did he say why he needed a ride?
He didn't originally tell me why he needed a ride, but well, there is some confusion because he asked if he could use my car.
Okay,
But I didn't realize that until he was in the car with me and I wasn't gonna allow him to use my car.
okay.
So eventually he said that he was going to a poker game.
Okay, so you understood the ride he needed was for you to drive him to the poker game?
Yes,
And did you eventually drop him off at some location?
yes,
Do you remember where?
in Georgetown.
All right, is Georgetown in the city of Lansing,
Yes,
state of Michigan?
yeah,
Can you describe where Georgetown is within the city?
it's off of Edgewood.
Okay, so we're talking south side?
Yes,
Okay,
sorry.
may I approach the witness?
You may,
I'm handing what has been marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 91. Just take a second and look at that for me.
Are you asking where?
I just want you to look at it, and then when you feel that you looked at it, we'll walk through it, okay?
Yes,
People's 91, is that a photograph of a map?
yes,
Just a single page?
yes,
Does that area look familiar at all?
yes.
And how is it that it looks familiar?
This is Georgetown where I dropped him off.
All right, so what is depicted in the photograph is familiar because you've been there?
Yes,
Your Honor, at this point, the people move for admission of People's Proposed Exhibit number 91.
any objection?
Without objection.
Without objection, People's Proposed Exhibit 91 is admitted into evidence.
All right, I'm going to hold it up so we can all see it. If you could, I'll stand like this a little closer. Show what you or why is it you're familiar with this, or this area looks familiar to you.
this is Georgetown right here.
Okay,
And I believe this is Edgewood Boulevard.
all right, so I know you've shown us in court and we can see that. Somebody that's typing it can't see what you've shown. So what I'm going to try and do is narrate a little bit of what you've demonstrated. So the first thing you've demonstrated to us is there is a road sort of in the middle of the map that's sort of a hook shape or maybe even a circle.
Uh-huh,
Is that a yes?
yes,
And I think you took your finger and you traced it around this road right here. That's sort of a hook or a loop shape. Is that right?
yes,
And what street is that?
Georgetown Boulevard.
And so that is what you're referring to as you drove him Skrill to Georgetown?
Yes,
All right, then you described or pointed out another landmark over here, which would be in the left side of this photograph. There is on the left corner, there is another street which you described as Edgewood.
yes, I believe it's Edgewood Boulevard right there.
So that sort of narrated us or orients us in this map. Is that correct? Is that right?
Yes,
All right, how did you know where to drive?
I have been there before with him.
And by him, you're referring to Skrill?
Yes,
Do you know how many times you had been there before with Skrill?
I think like twice.
Okay, now on January 12th, the last day you saw Skrill, when you drove into Georgetown, do you know approximately what time of day you picked him up?
I don't remember exactly. I believe it was around like 10.
Not sure?
I'm not 100% sure, no.
Okay, so morning, afternoon, or evening?
It was at night.
Okay, so at night. So we've eliminated some of the morning and afternoon, is that fair?
Yes,
All right, do you know who he was going to play poker with?
he didn't want to tell me.
Your Honor, I'm going to object. That would be based on hearsay.
Response?
Your Honor, I believe all of these statements are an example of what is known as the Hillman Rule under the Michigan Rule of Evidence 8033, which are statements of future plans. Statements narrating that the declarant, this would be Mr. Watson Jr., AKA Skrill, is intending to do in the future. So that, based on the Hillman case, this is old but subsequent case law thereafter satisfies Michigan Rule of Evidence 8033.
Response to 8033?
Your Honor, I stand in my objection. I just don't believe it would fall under the exception, and I believe that it is hearsay. And I stand in my objection, and it would have a continuing objection to any further line of questioning.
Okay, if clarification that she hasn't clarified who she got the information from. But if she received the information from the deceased, then I do, and I'm familiar with the Hillman case. I do believe this is reflecting something in the future as opposed to how you're feeling or your sensation under 8033. So I think it would come in. I'm just not certain that it comes in from him right now. So I'm going to sustain the objection. I do believe, though, if it's 8033, if it comes in from the deceased.
I think I understood what the court is indicating, and I think maybe some additional foundations that I may have skipped a couple of steps and there are some questions, so.
So at this time, I'll sustain the objection and allow you to continue questioning.
Very good. When you picked up Mr. Watson, if I remember correctly, you don't remember exactly where you picked him up, correct?
I do.
Okay,
It was a house that was on a street behind Speedway.
my mistake. If I remember, you didn't know where he was before that,
Right.
but you do remember where you picked him up?
I met him there. I got there first and then he pulled up and got in my car.
Okay, when you and Skrill were communicating about him needing a ride, the content of that or the reason for the ride was to go to a poker game?
Yes,
Did he say in that conversation who he was going to be playing poker with?
no,
Not then or not at all?
no, he never told me a name. He referred to him as Unc.
Okay, but at some point regarding this ride and what he wanted this ride for, he referenced the person he was going to meet.
Not with a name, no.
But with a nickname?
Yes,
Just generally in that conversation, he was telling you he was going to meet a nickname?
uh-huh,
Is that a yes?
yes,
And that came from Mr. Watson or Skrill regarding the ride he needed?
yes.
All right, at this point, and I don't know if I need to renew my admission or I know that it was largely sustained based on foundation. I think that foundation relatively clears it up. I don't hear an objection from Mr. Austin, but I just want to make sure the record is clear on this.
It's clear without objection at this point.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
And just for the record, Your Honor, I was allowing Mr. Stevens to lay or attempt to lay further foundation. I would, just for the record, renew my objection.
Okay,
To have a continuing objection to that line of question.
all right. So the hearsay statement from the deceased to the witness under 8033 statement of a then existing mental, future plans, bodily sensation, physical sensation. I believe it is an exception to the hearsay rule. It is appropriate under Hillman, and so I will overrule the objection and allow the witness to continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, I know you may have answered this a little bit, and I just want to make sure I clarify. You pick him up in the conversation, he needs a ride to play poker with a street name or nickname of Unc. If you were to spell that, how would you spell Unc?
UNC,
Like uncle
yeah,
is probably the closest, is that fair?
yeah.
Okay. Was that something common for Skrill to do?
No, I have never heard of him. Well, I might have heard of him playing poker like one time, but I wasn't around him. It wasn't something that I knew he did all the time.
Okay. And you then, how did you then know to go to Georgetown?
He told me to, he called the woman who lives in Georgetown, her name, he called her Auntie,
Okay,
and he told me to go to her house.
and is that based on your information with Skrill, where this poker game with Unc was going to occur?
He didn't specify really, he didn't tell me his detailed plans.
Okay,
I just knew he was going to play poker and that's where I was dropping him off. He didn't exactly say that's where he was going to play poker.
okay, you knew where Auntie was,
Yeah,
nickname Auntie, right?
yes,
Okay, as you were driving Watson over to the Georgetown location or Auntie's, do you remember anything happening on the drive over?
he was on the phone.
When you say he, who are we referring to?
Skrill.
Okay, Skrill's on the phone?
He was on the phone, he was arguing with the person, telling him that he was coming. He just kept, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm coming, don't leave.
Okay,
And then he just kept arguing. I don't even really remember specifically, I just remember them arguing on the phone and him saying he was coming.
What did you understand that to mean?
Object to the
that's okay, we'll back up just so the record's clear. Prosecutor, what did you understand that to mean?
object to the speculation.
Response?
I'm asking what the specific witness understood. I don't know that she can speculate as to her own state of mind.
Right. I think it's not being offered for the truth. It's being offered to show what she's thinking during the process. But I don't think she can speculate as to what he's thinking. She can always indicate what it meant to her. So for that purpose, I'm going to overrule the objection and allow you can indicate what you were thinking about what was happening.
We were in a rush and I had to get there quick and he started thinking, he thought he was going to use my car and take it and drop me off at home. And so he made it apparent he was in a big, huge rush and the person that he was meeting was angry and he needed to get there ASAP.
And that fell onto you to drive him there ASAP.
Right.
You said you described the conversation as an argument. Why is it that you describe it as an argument?
I don't remember what was said. I just remember the conversation was hostile.
Okay, and when you say hostile, can you hear only Skrill talking? Can you hear the person on the other end of the phone? Was it on speakerphone? Do you understand what I'm asking?
I think it was on speakerphone, but I don't remember.
Okay, so when you say it was hostile, what is it that you saw or heard or witnessed that sort of led you to the impression that it was hostile?
Whoever was on the phone with him was yelling at him.
Okay, so you heard yelling. You may not remember the words.
Or cussing, they were just being really hostile.
And how was Skrill reacting to the hostility that was on the phone?
He wasn't being hostile back. He was just, I'm coming, I prom, I swear, I'm on my way, I'm coming. And he just kept telling him, like, just hold on, don't leave, I'm on the way.
Okay, had you ever witnessed anybody speak with hostility towards Skrill before?
No,
On January 12th, 2021, the day you described as the last day you saw Skrill, did you eventually make it to the Georgetown location?
yes,
And that's what you pointed out in People's 91, the map we just looked at?
yes.
Can you describe for the court, please, what sits at that address? Is it a business, a residence, or something else?
A townhouse,
Some sort of residence
yes,
where people live?
yes.
All right, when you arrived, was there any vehicles or anything, any person that caught your attention that you remember?
There was like a suburban type of truck there, and then I did see a guy get out of the truck. He was looking toward Key Car, like he was waiting for us.
Okay, so I'm gonna unpack this a little bit. I'm gonna go step by step through it. When you say a suburban type of truck, when I think of suburban, I think of a sport utility vehicle. When I think of a truck, I think of something that has like an open bed. Can you describe what you were talking about?
Not very good with trucks.
I know.
But I used to have like a Yukon and it looked something similar to that. There wasn't an open bed.
Okay, so when you use the word truck, it's more of a descriptor versus like a smaller car or minivan.
Right,
So no open bed?
no,
Do you remember what color?
I think it was like a goldish color.
Okay,
It was nighttime and I wasn't particularly interested in it,
sure.
so it might have been gold, it might have been a different color.
May I approach this witness?
You may.
I'm showing you has been marked as People's Proposed 8 just for identification. Is People's Proposed 8 a single photograph?
Yes,
What is depicted in the photograph? Does that look similar to what you're trying to describe?
yes,
You don't know, and I'm not asking you if what's in 8 is the one you saw, but the words that you've been trying to describe that the vehicle that you remember sort of encapsulated in People's Proposed 8.
yes,
All right, now you said that upon arrival or shortly after arriving, an individual exited the suburban type truck vehicle in sort of a gold color and appeared as they were waiting for you
for Skrill,
for Skrill.
yeah.
Can you describe what that person looked like?
I didn't see like very much detail, like I said, but was sort of a tallish looking man. He had a hat, some glasses and a big coat.
So a male, when you say tallish, what are you referring to? And I mean, I can,
He wasn't short.
okay,
I didn't get out of the vehicle.
that's fair.
So I don't know, like versus myself, but he didn't seem like a short individual.
All right, so let me ask you this. Did you see Skrill and this man next to each other that day?
I don't remember.
All right, so if I were to ask you if the male that got out of the suburban type vehicle was taller or shorter than Skrill, would you know?
Yeah, he was taller than him.
Okay, so this man was taller than Skrill by a lot, a little? I know these are hard questions, and if you don't know, you just tell us you don't know, okay?
Yeah, I don't know. Skrill was pretty short, so I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, when you say Skrill is pretty short, what do you,
He's shorter than me.
shorter than you?
Yeah,
How tall are you?
I'm about 5'8".
So this person had a hat and a big coat. Now, when you say a big coat, are you referring to something long, something puffy, all of those things? What would you describe?
Not long, just large.
Like,
Not puffy necessarily, but like just a large coat.
okay, and then glasses, I believe you said?
I think so, yeah.
Are you talking eyeglasses like you're wearing now, sunglasses or something else?
I think he had sunglasses on.
Could you tell if that man that got out of that vehicle was black, white, Hispanic, Asian, or something else?
He was black.
Could you see any other details like facial hair?
Yeah, I believe he had a beard.
Did you see what part of the vehicle, this male, black male with a beard, what part of the Suburban that person got out of?
No,
When Mr. Watson or Skrill got out of your vehicle, did he have anything with him?
he had like a grocery bag.
Okay.
I didn't know what was inside the bag, but that's all I think he had was just a grocery bag.
Did he have any other items, wallet, cell phone, coat, glasses, anything that you remember Skrill having?
I know he had a coat. I don't know necessarily about a wallet. I know he said he had a lot of money on him. I didn't see it.
Objection, hearsay.
Response?
I guess to that, it might be the very similar foundation. If he said it in that moment, it may not necessarily be a Hillman rule, but if he indicated earlier, the reason I have this money is because I'm going to play poker, that might be a different foundation. And so I guess similar to the court's previous ruling on this issue, I have no issue if you sustain the objection and then maybe some additional foundation as to when that statement, he had a lot of money, might sort of eliminate that.
Response, Mr. Austin?
Yes, Your Honor, it seems to be beyond the scope. I think we're lacking the foundation that the court used to allow in the previous line of questioning. Therefore, I would maintain my objection to hearsay.
Your objection is sustained.
Thank you.
You can rephrase if you'd like, Mr. Stevens.
Do you remember as to a moment ago when you indicated that he said he had a lot of money? When did that happen? When did he say that, if you remember?
It was either right when he got in the car or right before he got out of the car.
And do you know if he had any cell phones on him, cell phones or cell phones?
Yes.
One or more than one?
I don't remember how many phones he had, but at least 2.
After Mr. Watson got out of your vehicle, where did he go?
Into the townhouse that he called Auntie's house.
And do you remember if there's any apartment number or address associated with it?
I don't remember the address.
That's fine. Did he walk into the townhouse alone or with someone else?
With the person he met there.
And And by met there, is that the same person that got out of the suburban vehicle that you described?
Yes,
The black male with the beard?
yes.
Now, I referenced it a few times, but if I could, I'm going to take sort of a sideways step. Can you describe for the court, please, what vehicle you were driving that day?
White 2013 Infinity JX 35.
What Infinity JX35?
Yep,
Now, I feel like I know a lot about cars, but to be honest, I don't know much about this. Can you describe the type of vehicle this is?
it's a SUV. I think they call it a hybrid SUV.
Okay,
I also heard it be called a truck, but it's just a larger vehicle.
it's an SUV. It doesn't have an open bed.
No,
Not a minivan?
it has 3 rows.
Okay, when you arrived at Georgetown and before Skrill walked into the townhouse, did he ask you to do something for him?
We talked about getting food.
When you say we, you and
Skrill.
just the two of you?
Yeah, he asked me if I was hungry. He said he would find me some food. I just needed to go get it or figure out what I wanted to eat. And then I think he said he wanted like a piece of cake or something.
Okay, so he wanted food himself
I think he just wanted some cake, yes.
and offered to buy you food as well? Is that what I'm to understand?
Yeah,
But you simply had to go, you had to go get it and bring it back to him, or at least bring his part back to him?
I think that was the original plan.
Okay, do you remember where you got, did you do that?
I did.
Let me ask that. Did you get food?
Yep, I went and got some food from Applebee's. I think he wanted a piece of cake, but then by the time I got the food, he didn't want it anymore, or by the time I ordered it.
Now, as part of this investigation, did you meet with the detective that's to my right, Detective Osborne?
Yes,
And you detailed some of the timeline with her, what we discussed here today.
yes,
Do you recall providing her a copy of the receipt for when you purchased food?
no,
No, you don't remember that?
I don't remember.
May I approach the witness?
You may,
I'm putting before you what has been marked as People's Proposed 92. Do you see that?
Yep,
Is that People's 92 a 2-page document?
yes,
All right, reviewing that, are there items contained in People's 92 that you're familiar with?
yes.
Okay, how is that? I don't want you to say quite yet what it is. What is it that you know you're familiar with that's contained in People's 892?
The receipt for food that I bought,
Is there a personal identifying information as to you that's on it?
yes,
All right, at this point, Your Honor, I move for admission of People's Proposed 92.
admission of People's Proposed Exhibit 92, any objection?
Without objection.
Without objection, People's Proposed Exhibit 92 is admitted.
I'm going to try to do my best to hold this and walk through it with you. At the top, we have a 2-page document, correct?
yes,
At the top, there's a number associated with this, correct?
yeah,
And I'd say about a third of the way down, is that your name under customer?
yes,
And there's a phone number and an email address associated with you.
yes,
All right, and just below that, is there a store that is associated with this order?
yes.
What is that store?
Applebee's, South Lansing,
Okay, just above that, so near the top, under the heading Order Summary, does it have a subheading entitled Ready Time?
yes.
What did you understand, or what do you understand ready time to mean?
The time the food would be ready.
And what does it say immediately below the subheading Ready Time?
Immediate for 10 p.m.
Okay, and order type?
Curbside pickup.
And what does that mean or no?
I go to pick up the food.
Okay, below it has a heading of order content. What is that?
The food that I bought.
Just below that subheading, there's a custom field. What's in the custom field?
The vehicle make and model that I pulled up in,
Okay, and why is that information relevant to your order?
that is the car that I'd be pulling up to pick up the food for curbside pickup.
And what is noted in the make and model of the vehicle listed?
Infiniti JX 35 white.
Okay, and so then the last page is the ultimate breakdown in payment. Is that fair?
Yes,
So People's 92 is sort of a document form of what you just described, going to the Applebee's on the south side in your white vehicle to pick up food after dropping off Skrill at Georgetown. Is that all accurate?
yes,
And did you in fact pick up that order, that food?
yes,
Did you return it back to him?
yes. So I think he had gotten the honey wings instead of the cake.
Okay,
Now that I look at the receipt, honey barbecue.
so after you reviewed People's 92, your recollection as to what he, Skrill,
Yes,
ordered had changed?
yes, he got honey barbecue wings and I had the chicken Alfredo.
Okay, and then did you return back to deliver those items to Skrill?
Yes,
And where did you return to?
the same house that I dropped him off at in the arbors of Georgetown.
Did you go inside the townhouse?
I went right inside the front door.
All right, so you didn't actually enter into the living place, but you were at the entry door?
Correct.
And dropping this food off to Skrill, can you describe your interaction with him at that time?
I had brought him a charger too, because he said his phone was dying.
Okay,
I came in, I handed to him, he said, thank you. He told me I looked good and asked me who I was looking good for, and then I told him nobody. And then he said, thank you, told me he loved me, I told him I loved him too, and then I left.
okay, did you exchange a hug, a kiss, anything like that? And did you leave the Georgetown area a second time?
Yes,
Did you return?
no,
Were you expecting to return?
no,
Were you expecting to pick up Skrill?
I wasn't expecting to, he did kind of leave it up in the air that he might need a ride since I didn't let him use my car.
Okay, did he ever contact you for a ride?
No,
Did he ever call you after you left him the second time where he said you were looking good and wanted to know who you were looking good for? Did you ever communicate with Skrill again?
I think he might have called me. He either called me before I left and we had a conversation over FaceTime or right after I got home. It was a short conversation. I don't remember if it was after the last time I saw him or if it was right before I saw him.
Okay,
But I had a short conversation with him on the phone.
since that point, have you ever seen Skrill again?
No,
Have you ever communicated with Skrill again?
no,
Did you ever try to reach out and contact Skrill?
yes.
Do you know when?
I waited a couple days. I didn't hear from him. And then I think it was because I think that as on a Wednesday,
You think that was on a Wednesday?
the last time I saw him.
Okay,
I believe it was either Tuesday night or Wednesday night. Then on Friday, his child's mom contacted me and asked me where he was at, and
Objection, hearsay.
Response,
I certainly agree, but I don't know if she was going to fill in what was specifically said or if it was going to go to sort of how she reacted thereafter. So I'll defer to the court as to how you wanted to handle that specific.
well, it's definitely a statement made out of court. I'm not sure it's offered for the truth as much as it's being offered to show what kind of contact she had. So I'll take it as not offered for the truth in regard to just being offered to show why you did what you did or the effect on the listener. So I'll overrule the objection. I'm not using it substantively. I'm only using it to indicate why she did what she did afterwards.
Go ahead.
so I started calling his phone like repeatedly.
Any contact?
No,
And what, if anything, do you remember about calling his phone? Did it ring?
at first it wasn't ringing. There was two phones that I was calling. I know it rang one. There was one time that I called his phone and it did ring.
Okay, did anyone answer?
No.
Okay, then after that, did you call?
After that, his phone never rang. It went straight to voicemail.
Okay,
and I called it a million times.
and as you sit here today, January 10th, 2023, have you seen Skrill since the last time you saw him on January 12th, 2021?
No,
Have you had any communication with Skrill since the last day you saw him on January 12th, 2021?
no,
Texts, voice, anything?
no,
Have you personally tried to locate Skrill since the last time you saw him?
I did.
Can you describe for the judge what steps you personally took?
I went to every house that I'd ever been to with him. I tried to contact in any way I could, anybody that I could reach that I knew was in connection with him. Every person I'd ever met him with or knew him at all, any house I had ever even stopped at with him. I went to that house and I knocked on the door and asked them if they'd seen him.
Okay, did you contact any hospitals?
No,
Did you contact any jails?
I did call the jail, yes,
And I presume, based on your answer a few moments ago, that despite contacting the jail, you were unsuccessful in either finding or making contact with Skrill. Is that fair?
correct.
One moment, Your Honor, I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I'm covering everything. All right, the last thing I want to cover briefly, you referred to in the sort of build-up or drive over to the poker at Georgetown, you referred to or indicated that the person that you were meeting up with or Skrill was going to meet up with was known or identified as Unk. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you ever learn of a person or name associated with Unk?
Do you mean the person he was referring to?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What was the name? What was that person?
Your Honor, I'm going to object. I think that hearsay and lack of foundation as to how she knows this or learned this.
Response,
Well, I was trying to get to the foundation, so I guess that addresses that, and without the foundation, I can't really address the hearsay aspect of it. I mean, Mr. Ralston may be right, I don't know what, yeah.
right. I'll overrule the objection, I'll allow you to rephrase, and then I'll entertain another objection.
So were you able to associate a name or a person with the nickname Unk?
Yes.
How is it that you came to that association?
I had talked to so many people when I was looking for Skrill to find out who he had been with, and eventually a girl who claims that she's really close to him said that.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Your Honor, I'm going to renew my objection to hearsay.
And I think for the record, I'm stopping the witness consistent with that objection.
I'm stepping what?
I'm stopping the witness consistent with that objection.
So the objection is sustained at this point.
No further questions, Your Honor, thank you.
Any cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Good morning, Ms. Ryan. So I understand your testimony. You first met Skrill in October of 2020, is that correct?
Yes,
And the last time you had communication with him was somewhere around January the 12th, 2021?
correct.
And so the last time that you knew Skrill was approximately, this is a 3.5 month period of time we're talking about?
Correct.
Okay, and during that period of time, how often did you communicate with him?
Almost every day,
And were those phone calls, text messages, both, something else?
mostly phone calls,
Were those initiated by you, by him, or both?
both.
And how long were the conversations that you would have with him? Minutes, hours?
Sometimes it would be hours, sometimes it would just be a quick call, and he'd maybe say he was gonna come see me.
And during that period of time that you knew him, how often did you see him in person?
A little bit less than we talked on the phone. Most of the time he might call me and say he was gonna come see me. Sometimes he would just talk all day.
Would you say you saw him in person on average once a week, more or less?
More than once a week, maybe once every couple days.
And during this period of time you knew him, you stated that you had no idea where he was exactly living at, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and the time that you were telling us about where you were dropping him off at the Georgetown address, you were dropping him off. Was it your understanding at the time that he didn't have a vehicle and that's why he was needing you for the transportation?
He didn't explain to me why he didn't have transportation there.
Was that the first time you had given him a ride? Was that something unusual or something unusual?
That was unusual.
Okay, and when you arrived, you were talking about the gentleman you saw getting out of some type, or was it some type of suburban truck? Do you recall that?
Yes,
And you indicated that it may have been a goldish color, is that right?
right.
But if you can't tell us that for certain, I'm sorry. But you can't tell us that for certain, is that right?
Correct,
Could it have been some other color?
yes,
And this was at nighttime, correct?
yes,
So it was obviously dark out, right?
yes,
Was there any street lights on at the time you recall?
yes.
Okay, were they shining on the Suburban truck or illuminating it in any way?
I'm not sure.
Okay, and the person that you saw, that you associated with the Suburban truck, you described this person as a tallish looking man, correct?
Yes,
And by that, you at least indicated that he was someone that was taller than you, correct?
yes,
And you said you're approximately 5'8", correct?
yes,
Would you be able to approximate if this person was 6 feet tall, more or less?
I'm not sure.
And you indicated that sometime after when you were attempting to get in contact with Skrill, I believe you stated there were 2 phones that you were calling, is that correct?
Yes,
And by that, do you mean that Skrill had 2 different phone numbers that you were trying to contact?
yes.
Was there a primary phone that you normally communicated with him on? Or did he communicate kind of equally in both of them with you?
There was one phone I primarily talked to him on, and then every once in a while, I would randomly talk to him on.
And beyond having a brief interaction with Skrill when you brought him the food, beyond that, you didn't really go inside the residence at Georgetown, is that correct?
Not that day, no.
Okay,
That's correct.
okay, and at that date and time, you dropped Skrill off on your own personal knowledge, you don't know who was there, correct? Who all the people that were there?
Correct.
And on your own personal knowledge, you don't know what may have been happening in there because you weren't there. You didn't stay or you didn't witness that, correct?
Correct.
And the phone call that you were talking about on the ride over there, do you know, based on your observations and memory, was that a phone call that Skrill initiated or the person who was calling him?
I don't know that.
And you initially thought in your testimony that Skrill was sending you out to get cake, but now that your memory is refreshed on that, it was another food item, is that correct?
Yeah, I believe he wanted cake with his food, but then eventually he said to take the cake off.
Okay,
So, yeah.
Your Honor, may I have a moment?
You may.
Thank you, that's all the question that I have, Your Honor.
Any redirect, Mr. Stevens?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
May this witness be excused from the people?
Without objection.
From defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, witness, you're excused. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we're ready for our next witness.
Thank you.
We'll call Nicole Anderson to the witness stand.
Thank you. Mr. Crino, we just had a conversation in regard to the exhibits. Before I swear this witness, I just want for consistency and clarity, the jury to understand the two exhibits and how they're marked and for the record.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. So the first exhibit that was referenced in the transcript was the map of the Georgetown community. And that was referenced in the preliminary examination transcript as People's 91 for preliminary examination in yellow. And so the jury's clear, we have marked that as a trial exhibit identified as People's People's 230 PE, which means it's People's 230 exhibit in trial, and that it was from the preliminary examination transcript. The other exhibit basically did the same thing. This was the receipt that was referenced as People's 92 at preliminary examination. For trial purposes, we've marked it as People's 232 PE, and these are both admitted exhibits under those trial numbers.
All right, and just for clarity, because that's just what I do, is 91 and 92 are the yellow stickers, and the 230 and 232 are the red stickers. So
Absolutely,
we
very-
have it
very
color
correct.
coded as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. All right, thank you. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and the tells you perjury? Thank you. Put your hand down. I need you to keep your voice up. You just said I do, correct?
I do.
All right, very good. Have a seat. Pull the chair right up to the microphone. Feel free to adjust it so you can speak comfortably into it. And then please state and spell your name for the record.
My name is Nicole Anderson, Nikole Anderson, Anderson.
All right, I think you know the rules, but I need you to use words that could be found in a dictionary. Yes, no, instead of mhm. If you forget, we will remind you. And please let counsel finish their questions before you jump in and answer, and they'll do the same. If you hear an objection, please do not answer it until I have told you whether or not you can. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
If you need a break, let me know. Counsel, you may proceed.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Good morning, ma'am, and thank you for your patience being here this morning. Can you tell the jury where are you employed?
Yes, I'm employed with the Michigan State Police.
In what capacity are you currently employed with the Michigan State Police?
I am a criminal intelligence analyst.
What portion or section of the Michigan State Police are you currently assigned to as a criminal intelligence analyst?
I am housed in what's called the MIOC, the Michigan Intelligence Operations Center, and my desk is currently located at the First District Headquarters in Lansing.
Can you tell the jury, please, what is the Michigan Operations Intelligence Center with the acronym MIOC?
So the MIOC is a fusion center which essentially houses state, federal, and local partners. We are an intelligence agency, so we work to collaborate information between federal, state, and local partners. And every state has at least one fusion center where information intelligence is shared and distributed.
Can you tell the jury, please, in general terms, what are your duties as a criminal intelligence analyst with MIOC and the Michigan State Police?
So primarily I assist detectives, deputies, law enforcement officers, etc., that I assist with their cases. So anything from doing cell phone mapping to creating timelines to doing suspect backgrounds. It's essentially anything that needs case support to help strengthen their case.
How long have you been so employed and working in this capacity with the Michigan State Police?
I've been with the Michigan State Police for almost 12 years and criminal intelligence analyst for 10.
Can you describe for the jury, please, a little bit about your background, starting with your educational background?
Yes, I received my bachelor's degree in both criminal justice and psychology and graduated in 2013. I'm currently a master's student of psychology with Western Michigan University.
And what type of training have you received to be a crime analyst or a criminal intelligence analyst with the Michigan State Police?
So we're mandated to receive, I don't know the exact amount of hours per year, but we do need to receive training related to our job duties, specifically intelligence related. Back in, I'm trying to remember the exact year, but it was about 5-6 years ago, I attended a training called FIAT. It's the foundation, FIAT, FIAT. I believe is the acronym. It's essentially just the foundation piece for intelligence related work that I do.
All right, so I want to talk about the year of 2021. Ms. Anderson, were you contacted by Detective Ben Osborne with the Lansing Police Department, who was investigating a possible no-body homicide case?
Correct.
And did Detective Osborne communicate with you at MIAC about providing some investigative assistance in that particular case?
Correct.
Can you tell the jury, please, what type of investigative assistance were you asked to provide to the Lansing Police Department in connection with the disappearance and presumed death of Andrew Watson?
Yes, so we have what is called a no-body homicide checklist. It was created by my command that hold relevant databases that would assist in potentially locating a subject's whereabouts or activity. These databases are geared towards law enforcement type of investigations. They house federal, state, and local law enforcement databases as well as commercial type databases.
So I want to talk a little bit about those databases. First of all, are those local, are they state, or are they federal?
All three, so there's multiple databases that I've checked regarding this request, and there are databases that are geared towards state level agencies that I have access to, as well as some local databases that I have access to, as well as some federal.
And we're going to go through some of those databases in general, but in basic terms, what types of information are contained in those databases that you use?
Each of those databases essentially are going to show if there is any activity that is linked to the subject, specifically law enforcement type of information. You're going to see if the subject had any recent police contact, if they had any recent changes in their address, if they have any associates that they're currently linked to based on that type of activity.
What is the purpose of performing this type of checklist in a no-body homicide investigation?
So essentially, I'm looking to see if, when I check these databases, if the subject has any activity that pops up within the time frame of their disappearance. Like I mentioned beforehand about what I'm looking for. It really depends on the database that I'm looking at, but it's going to see if this subject has had recent activity that is flagged when I search them.
A couple more questions about the databases. Who has access to the databases? Does anybody in our community, or do you only as law enforcement?
You would have to have a law enforcement credential to be able to access the level and degree of which I'm searching these databases.
And when you are searching the databases, what type of information about the missing person or the suspected victim are you actually inputting into the databases?
So I'm looking to verify their identity through their name, their date of birth, and some of these databases require their social security number.
How many separate no-body homicide checklist workups did you do in connection with Andrew Watson II?
In total, I have completed 3.
Can you tell the jury, please, what the time frames or the date frames are for each of your respective analytical workups that you did?
Yes, so the first workup that I provided was, forgive me, I'm tracing my mind, for September of 2021. And then again in September of 2024. And then I recently just completed this last one as of January of 2026.
When you completed those 3 separate databases that you just discussed, did you use the same individual databases for each one?
I did. I wanted to be consistent, and this is the template, the standard template that we have used consistently, so I maintained that integrity.
So if I go through the databases with you one time, will they apply to all 3 of the analytical workups that you did?
Correct.
All right. So I'm going to run through some of these databases with you. If you could give us a brief description of what they were, and
Yes.
then what your results were, okay?
Yes.
So as we look at your database check that you started in September of 2021, are you familiar with the database called Clemis, C-L-E-M-I-S?
Yes.
What is Clemis, please?
So Clemens I'm referencing this.
Sure.
What is it you're referencing?
It's the same sheet. Nothing's changed. It's just so I can see.
Thank you.
That is okay.
That's okay.
Clemis is Oakland County's courts and law enforcement management information system. It's essentially a records database hub, but it also has, I believe, around 5,700 other agencies that participate in this database hub.
And what type of information is relevant inside the Clemis database?
So you're going to find traffic offenses, citations, criminal investigations, both misdemeanor and felony.
Is this a local, state, or federal database?
This is a local database.
When you say local, within the state of Michigan?
Correct.
All right. And was Mr. Watson run through the Clemis database?
Yes, he was.
Are you familiar with the database called EAICS?
Yes.
Can you tell us what that is, please?
Yes, that is Michigan State Police's record management system. It's where we house all our police reports and incidences.
That is a local database applicable to the state of Michigan?
It's a state database, a Michigan State Police database, but yes, applicable in the state of Michigan.
Can you tell, was Mr. Watson run through the EAICS database?
Yes, he was.
What is the EPIC or EPIC database, please?
EPIC is the El Paso intelligence. It's a federal database, which is essentially similar to what a fusion center is, but they are collecting intel as well.
What type of information is contained within the EPIC database?
So it infuses multiple federal agencies, so it's a federal information sharing hub, but essentially they're looking for any border crossing interaction between subjects, typically related to drug or narcotic or trafficking activity, but they do track when someone crosses the border.
And was Andrew Watson the second run through the EPIC database?
Yes, he was.
Can you tell the jury, please, what the JPAY database is, please?
Yes, JPay is the Michigan Department of Corrections database that allows inmates or other customers to correspond or communicate or provide financial needs to inmates.
Was Mr. Andrew Watson the second run through the JPAY database?
Yes, he was.
Can you tell the jury, please, what the LEIN database is?
Lean is a law enforcement database. It's federally, I don't want to say regulated, but it has federal regulations that law enforcement information is put into. And there's anything else I'd like to say? It, like I said, it's heavily audited because of the federal.
It's highly what?
Audited.
It's heavily audited. Why?
Because of the federal regulations that are required to search and put in information into Lean.
Is LEIN both a state and national database?
Correct.
Was Mr. Watson the second run through the LEAN database?
Yes, he was.
What is MDHHS, please?
That is Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, EBT.
And was Mr. Watson the second run through the MDHHS database?
He was the first two times that I completed this.
With respect to the MDOC, what does that stand for, please?
MDOC, Michigan Department of Corrections.
And was Mr. Watson run through the Michigan Department of Corrections database?
Yes, he was.
What is the MDOS database, please?
Michigan Department of State, that is essentially looking at his driver's license, his driving history, vehicle registration information, and any kind of state involvement that he had.
And was Mr. Watson the second run through that database?
Yes, he was.
All right. What is the MUA database, please?
The Michigan Unemployment Agency.
And was Mr. Watson the second run through the MUA database?
Yes, he was.
All right. The NDEX database, what is that, please?
That is a federal database that is ran or created by the FBI.
That is a national database?
Correct, yes.
Was Mr. Watson the second run through that database?
Yes, he was.
What is the BS&A online database?
That is a public records database.
And what is contained in the BS&A online database?
That is where local government can provide tax ID and property and utility information.
What is the CLEAR database?
Clear is a commercial database that provides both private and public information.
Is that a state and national database?
Correct.
Was Mr. Watson the second run through that database?
Yes, he was.
What is the JDW database?
That is the Judicial Data Warehouse database.
What's that, please?
That is essentially looking at court involvement with the subject in terms of any kind of court proceedings that they were involved in.
Was Mr. Watson the second run through that database?
Yes, he was.
What is the Leads Online database?
Leads Online is a database that houses thousands of different businesses pertaining to your pawn shops or secondhand shops, and it is a national database.
And what is the NICB database?
That is also a nationally nonprofit organization that looks into insurance fraud, from your vehicle fraud, work fraud, personal injury fraud, etc.
And Mr. Watson the second was run through that database?
Correct.
What is the NPLEX database?
NPLEX is another national database. It looks at if a subject is trying to buy over-the-counter medication pertaining to methamphetamine.
And lastly, what is the TLO database?
TLO is our other commercialized database that we use that looks at private and public information.
All right. Thank you for that. I know it's arduous, but I do want to go through it with the jury. Sounds like Mr. Watson the second was run through all of those state, local, and national databases in September of 2021. Is that correct?
Correct.
This was done as part of the no body checklist that was developed by the Michigan State as an investigative protocol, correct?
Correct.
When Mr. Watson II was run in September of 2021, were there any indications of contact with him through all of those national, state, and local databases?
There was not.
All right. You indicated to us that you did a second database search in September of 2024. Is that correct?
Correct.
3 years had passed since your initial database search.
Correct.
Was Mr. Watson II run through that same exhaustive list of databases?
He was.
All right. Were there any results that were obtained indicating contact with Mr. Watson II with that updated search in September of 2024?
There was no changes, so no information was found.
Sounds like there was a final database search that was run in this case. When was that done, please?
This past January
All right, so
2026.
right before trial here in January 26th, is that correct?
Correct.
Was Mr. Watson II run through all of those same state, local, and national databases?
Yes, he was.
Was there any indication of contact with Mr. Watson when he was run through any of those state, national, and local databases?
There was not.
No further questions, thank you.
When you're running these, you have to run them in order to get them, to get the results, or when you put someone's name in, does it ping up for you? Do you understand what I'm asking?
I think so.
So like
Yeah.
my doctor's office, if I have an appointment, they send me a text, right, because I'm on notices. Is there
Yes.
something that you put into any of these bases where you are noticed if they were like to use a credit card or be arrested or something, or you have to check each time?
I would have to check each time. I don't have like a alert set up for that.
Okay. Cross?
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So to follow up, I guess, on the court's last question, do you have the ability to set up some type of alert system that would notify you if the person you've been searching for, if there has been some activity?
That would be subjective to the database. When I'm doing these searches, I do them independently each time. So there is no active set alert.
Are there some of those databases that you use to where that is a possible function?
I can't think off the top of my head if there is one. There might be a commercialized database that does that, but not any of the law enforcement databases that I have access to.
And how about any of the non-law enforcement databases that you have access to?
I believe Leads Online, which is that pawn shop, they do have an alert system set up. I think you may have to be a law enforcement officer to have that set up, however. I have not done it personally.
Okay. And I guess to follow up on that last one, the database as it relates to pawn shops and secondhand shops. Is that a database that is a national database, is that correct?
Yeah, yes, it is.
And is every pawn shop and every secondhand shop connected to that, or just some of them, or do you know?
I can't speak to that necessarily. I don't believe all pawn shops are connected. I think they would have to opt into the program.
And that's something they voluntarily do, or are they required to do that, or do you know?
I do not know.
And as it relates to the law enforcement databases, when you do a search, does what period of time does that cover? Does that cover a particular date range you're searching for, or what is the date range that would cover?
So when I ran the subjects, I would look for the date that he was reported missing until current. So that's the time frame that I'm looking for any activity.
And when you did your second search, I believe in 2024, then what was the date range for that? The approximate time that he went missing up until that point?
Correct.
And if there was some type of activity on that particular person, any type of activity in that interim period, when you last searched, would it indicate that?
It would, yes.
And the law enforcement databases that you utilize, do any of those cover nationally?
There are a few, yes.
And are those the same one or ones you used in this case that would have covered on a national scope?
Yes. There are databases that I have access to that were not checked because they are not applicable to a missing person.
And what databases would those be?
So there's FinCEN, which is a financial database. You have to have a strict financial crime linked to the subject that you're searching. There's MPLEX, which is ETF's database that checks for weapons. So because this wasn't a weapons investigation, I didn't check that one.
And the weapons database, in other words, if someone were to buy or register a weapon, is that what that would show?
I'm not sure.
Okay. And you at least said some of the databases that you utilize would cover on a national scope, is that correct?
Correct, yep.
And when you say nationally, does that mean all 50 states, most of them, or do you know?
I believe so. It's usually ran by the FBI or another federal agency, and that involves all 50 states.
And does that cover local governments and municipalities as well, or just on a state level, or do you know?
I would assume it. Are you asking about the federal databases that I'm checking?
Sure.
Yes, there are databases that check both the federal, state, and local.
And when you say local, that means or covers local municipalities, cities, towns, and so forth?
Correct.
And would that cover every city or town in the country, or just some of them, or do you know?
I don't know for certain.
You know, is that something that those local governments or local municipalities voluntarily opt into and voluntarily agree to be a part of, or is that something that is mandated to them, or do you know?
I know that there are agencies that volunteer to put their information into these databases, but in terms of if certain agencies are mandated, I'm not sure. I don't know.
So is it possible then that some may not opt into that or be a part of those searches then?
It's possible.
And sitting here today, you wouldn't be able to tell us definitively either way then, is that correct?
Correct.
Definitively what?
Either way? And I believe you mentioned in your testimony about at least one of the databases that indicated for recent change of address. Do you recall that?
I believe so.
Okay, and do you know how is that determined? Is that if somebody registers a change of address with the post office, or do you know what they're looking for to make that determination in that database?
It really depends on the database. For instance, if you're asking about lien, that's usually registered through the Department of State. If someone has a change of address, so that would go through the Postal Service, is my understanding. If you're asking about the commercialized databases, those ones, they buy the information from the state or from public vendors or open source information, and that can be based on a lot of different things, such as, you know, magazine subscription, credit change, like I mentioned, the Department of State, if someone registers a vehicle, if you buy a house with a spouse and the spouse and you divorce, you know, you might be linked to another address that way. So there's many different ways someone could be linked to an address.
And how much information do you need about a person's identifying information to do such a search? I'm assuming you need their name, do you need their complete date of birth, for example, or just an approximate year that they were born?
For me to validate the information, I cross-reference and I confirm the person's identity usually before I begin my searches. So yes, I would use a date of birth or a social security in addition to their name.
In addition to what?
Their name.
Thank you.
And how do you confirm that information? Is that something you look into yourself, or is that something that you were provided by whatever law enforcement agency is asking you to assist in that search?
It depends if that information is provided. Sometimes I'll get a request where the date of birth is unknown and I'll link them with other cross-referencing. But in this request, I had the full name and date of birth.
And how about the social security number? Is that something that you need to perform such a search?
I do not.
And did you have Andrew Watson's, the second social security number in this case?
I did.
Was that provided to you by law enforcement, or did you undercover that in some other way?
I can't recall, if I'm honest. It might have been both.
Sure. If a particular person had a court matter for a change of name petition, for example, is that something that would show up in any of your database searches?
It would, that's why I typically, when I run a search based just on the name, I will also use the social security, especially with the state, or excuse me, the national federal databases, they typically prompt you with the social security number.
And what is the scope of the ones that you utilize as it relates to if they've had any involvement in the judicial system? For example, does that cover a broad range of, if they've had landlord-tenant cases, garnishments, small claims matters, or just a particular type of court case?
So are you asking me which database that would be?
Yeah, let's start there.
Okay, yeah, JDW, which is the judicial data warehouse, would typically be able to see those types of claims.
And do those search for any and all court cases, or just a particular type of court case? Or do you know?
I don't know for sure.
And I guess these databases rely on the information that is provided to them by whatever source they're generating that information from. Would that be a fair statement?
Could you clarify that a little?
Sure. The databases that you're utilizing, they have certain information that you're able to see or have access to. Is that correct?
Correct.
And those databases get that information from various sources. Is that correct?
Correct.
And so those sources provide that information to those databases.
I would agree.
And whether that be, in one of the examples, pawn shops, or whether that would be local municipalities or whatever, or whoever, that source, wherever it may come from, provides that information to the database. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then the database takes that information and I assume stores it in some manner. Is that correct?
I would assume, I can't speak to the technology piece of it.
Sure. Approximately how many different databases did you utilize for your searches in this case? Was it limited to the ones that you just went through in your direct examination a moment ago, or was there any others that you utilized that you haven't told us about?
Nope, it was just the databases that we covered today.
All right, thank you very much.
Redirect.
Just to follow up, you had a date of disappearance of January 12th of 2021.
Correct.
You ran them through these extensive, I think, 17 databases you just discussed with us, is that right?
Correct.
All right. The first check you did in September of 2021, would that cover everything from the date of disappearance, January 12th, through September 21?
Yes.
Okay, the second one you did in 24, would that cover everything from the date of disappearance, January 12th, 2021 through September 24?
Yes.
So if anything had happened in that entire time where there was contact, you would have seen it on the database, correct?
Correct.
The last one that you did just this month before trial, did that go from date of disappearance, January 12th, 2021 to January of 26?
Correct.
And you found no results in 17 national, federal, national, state, and local databases for Andrew Watson, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I just have one, and I suspect that this is more of the detective's arena, but when you're looking for through these databases, you're looking from the date of the disappearance forward. You're not looking backward to look at patterns of behavior or states they've been in or any of that. Or do you ever do that?
That would be a conversation, yeah, I have with the detective to see what they're looking for. If they wanted me to do like a full workup on the subject, then yes, I would have looked at that. But for this purpose, I was strictly looking just to see if there was activity after their date that they went missing.
Okay, thank you. Any follow-up based on what I've asked?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
May this witness be released from subpoena?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am, thank you very much for your time. Please not special testify if any other witness.
I have a second similar witness, Your Honor, so I don't know if you want to break now or if you want to go push through that, whatever's good with the court.
Would the jury like lunch now or in what this took about 45 minutes?
This will take less than that, at least certainly from the people's end.
Other witness or anyone anxious for lunch at this moment? All right, let's do it.
All right, thank you. The people call Madison Lewis to the witness stand.
Counsel, could you approach?
I think people call Madison Lewis.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Thank you. Put your hand down, have a seat, pull the chair right up to the microphone. When you're ready, please state and spell your name for the record.
Madison Lewis, Madison Lewis.
All right, just pull the chair up a little bit closer. Great. Please do not answer the question if you hear an objection. Let counsel finish their questions before you jump in and answer, and please remember to use words that can be found in a dictionary rather than nodding or saying. If you forget, we'll remind you. Counsel, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, ma'am. Thank you for your patience being here today. Can you tell us where you're currently employed?
I'm currently employed at the state police.
In what capacity are you currently employed with the Michigan State Police?
I'm a departmental analyst. I work with the computer crime section
How long have you been so employed with the Michigan State Police?
since May of 2023.
I want to direct your attention, please, to the time of August and September of 2021. Where were you employed in August and September of 2021?
At the Lansing Police Department.
In what capacity were you employed at the Lansing Police Department in August and September of 2021?
I was a crime analyst.
Can you tell the jury, please, what your job duties were as a crime analyst with the Lansing Police Department back in 2021?
Mainly it was investigative support for the investigations section, but there was also some analyzing crime data, stuff like that with reports.
Directing your attention, please, to the time of January of 2021, did at some point in time it come on your radar that Detective Kasha Osborne was investigating a missing person, suspected homicide of a person by the name of Andrew Watson II?
Yes.
Directing your attention, please, to approximately August of 2021, did Detective Osborne, who's actually Detective Lowe Osborne at the time, did she request some sort of assistance in the investigation from you as a crime analyst?
Yes.
Can you tell the jury, please, what, if any, type of assistance she requested from you?
She asked me to search a couple databases that I had access to in order to see if her victim had any new activity since the alleged date that that person was considered missing.
All right, we just had fairly extensive testimony from the Michigan State Police, the MIAC division, who had also done corresponding databases search. Were you aware of that?
Yeah.
Okay. So was the work that you did on this the preliminary database search that was done in this particular investigation?
Yeah.
All right. So when you do a database search for a person, what, if anything, are you looking for as a crime analyst with the Michigan State Police?
I searched.
As with the Lansing Police Department at the time?
Correct. I look for anything past the date, new information that would have came in past the date that this person was alleged to be missing. So
what type of databases do you as a crime analyst have access to with the Lansing Police Department?
there's a multitude, law enforcement ones, and then also open source, more public services that are based online. But I mean, a lot.
What type of information do you as a crime analyst put into the databases to generate any potential data and contact with a victim?
I would put their name, most likely full name, date of birth, maybe at the time, depending on the database and what information it provides, any associated phone numbers that they would have had or addresses at the time.
All right, so I want to go through some of the databases that you used. Did you begin your database search in August of 2021?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with a database called the LEIN or LEAN?
Yes,
Can you tell the jury what the lien database is, please?
the lien database is a Michigan statewide database that is available to law enforcement and other criminal justice agencies to locate information, any sort of criminal justice information that spans a lot of information, things like active warrants for a person, vehicle registrations, criminal history, firearms registered, a lot of information that would go through, like a lot of permits and things that you would have to go through.
When you use the lien database, what type of personal information do you have to input in to seek potential results?
Full name and date of birth.
Did you run the LEIN database for an individual by the name of Andrew Watson II?
Correct.
And did you input into the lien database in August of 2021 his name and identifying information?
Yes.
And did you receive any results indicating that Andrew Watson had contact at the time that you ran your database search?
No new information was inputted after the suggesting activity after the date you presume to be missing.
And that date was January 12th of 2021?
Correct.
All right. Are you familiar with the database called the MDOC VineLink database?
Yes.
Can you tell the jury what that is, please?
That's an online public service, so this would be public information. The information would be provided by the Michigan Department of Corrections and then other county jails. Basically allowing the public to see an offender's arrest dates, upcoming court dates, or custody change dates. So when I would look at that, I would look at, see if there was any new information past that January 12th date, maybe seeing that he was arrested somewhere else within the state that we just maybe didn't know about, or anything else like that.
Was Mr. Watson II's necessary information put into the MDOC VineLink database?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Was Mr. Watson II, was his necessary information put into the MDOC VineLink database in August of 2021?
Yes, his name was.
And was any new information generated after the presumed date of disappearance, January 12th, 2020?
There was not.
Are you familiar with the database called the MICJIN?
Yes.
And can you tell us what that database is, please?
That is more of a portal. It's the Michigan Criminal Justice Information Network. It's just a portal to access other databases that I would have access to, or law enforcement would have access to. Within that, I would have searched the SNAP database, which is the statewide network of agency photos. That would have arrestee photos within the state and then also Secretary of State information. So driver's license photos or state ID photos.
Was the relevant information that you needed to search that database on Andrew Watson II inputted into that database in August of 2021?
Correct. I would have used his name and date of birth.
And was any new information developed on Mr. Watson after his date of presumed disappearance, January 12th, 2020?
No.
All right. We talked a little bit about this database with the Michigan State Police, but can you tell us what the TLO database is, please?
TLO is an investigative tool for law enforcement that pulls public and proprietary data or information based off of TransUnion, as I believe the company that holds it. And then it provides information on individuals, assets, and businesses. So it's a wealth of information, but it's collected over thousands of databases or public information and proprietary information that is kind of collected into one spot to see maybe some address history on a person, their driver's license number, some phone numbers associated, some emails associated, just a bunch of information on an individual.
TLO, is that a statewide or a national database?
It's a national database.
And I think you told us, Ms. Lewis, that within the TLO database, there are thousands of other databases that are putting information into TLO.
Correct.
So when you're looking at that one TLO database, you're really looking at nationally thousands of different databases, correct?
Yes.
All right. Did you, in August of 2021, input the necessary data into the TLO database for Andrew Watson II?
Yes, his name and date of birth.
And did you find any contact after his date of presumed disappearance, January 12th of 2021?
No, the only part of just a simple individual's summary in TLO, the only things that have dates associated with it are this address history. And so I looked for anything starting a new date range after the presumed date of that January 12th date, to see if there was any new address history that this person would have been associated to.
All right.
And there was none.
What is the Spotlight database?
Spotlight is a free service for law enforcement that collects information on thousands of prostitution advertisements that are online. So it's just another resource to try to look and see if any names are associated, maybe phone numbers would have been in these ads at the time.
Did you input the necessary data for Andrew Watson II into the Spotlight database in August of 2021?
Yes, I would have put his name in. Yep.
And was any information generated that was relevant to this investigation when you searched that database Spotlight? Okay. What is the Street Smart database?
It is a law enforcement tool that Lansing Police Department uses, integrates their calls for service data. So any call for service they have would get input there with also the content of the call. And that is all searchable easily by this database. There's also parts of this dashboard that you can input. The users from the agency can input alerts or bulletins for any other users or patrol officers, any sort of bulletins.
Anyway, what was that last one?
Bulletins.
Thank you.
And so it's kind of just utilized as a really fast search functionality across a bunch of calls for service and other information.
That is a local database, the Street Smart database?
Yes.
Okay, and when you plugged Mr. Watson's, the second applicable data into the Street Smart database, any information that you obtained that was relevant to this investigation?
Nothing new past the date he was presumed missing.
And the final database that I want to discuss is something called the JDW, or Judicial Data Warehouse. What is that data? What is that database, please?
Yes, that is a Michigan courts website that would collect information from on either cases or party information for any trial courts within the state of Michigan, and also would provide like civil information, criminal case information, or offenses like probate information, and it would have dates along with that too.
Was Mr. Watson II's applicable information plugged into that database in September of 2021?
Yeah.
And did you obtain any new information about Mr. Watson that was applicable to this information?
I did not.
All right. So in the course of you running as a crime analyst with the Lansing Police Department's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 databases, did you find any information establishing contact with Mr. Watson after the date of January 12th, 2021, his date of presumed disappearance?
I did not.
Okay, thank you.
Cross.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And the TLO database you were talking about, I believe you said that part of that is proprietary data, is that correct?
Yes.
Well, what does that mean, or what does that entail?
Information owned by other companies. And like I said, there's thousands of companies that they can pull information from. I don't know the list. It's public, I believe, on their law enforcement page, maybe, list some of those, but they scour multiple data that is owned by other companies.
That be like customers, you mean, or something else, or?
I believe like credit reports, stuff
Okay.
like that, any other company that wants to sell their information.
And the last one you were talking about, I believe, was the JDW, is that correct?
Yes.
And that was the one you were discussing that covered Michigan courts, is that right?
Yep.
And is that something that all Michigan courts participate in, or just some, or do you know?
It is a majority of Michigan trial courts. I think there are a few exceptions in a couple of counties.
And of all these databases that you utilize, do all of them or some of them have the ability to limit the date range for the searches you're doing?
Some of them do. I would say TLO, you can add a date range to address history and stuff like that, but I would have just kept that open completely.
You kept the date range open on just that one or all of them?
I believe TLO would have been the only one that I would have the option to put a date range in.
Okay. And if a database, one of the other databases indicates that there's some type of activity for whatever person you're looking for, does that then generate some type of date for when that activity occurred?
Yeah.
Thank you. I believe it's all the questions I have.
Redirect.
I have no redirect, thank you, Your Honor.
May this witness be released from subpoena?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much for your time and testimony. You are now released from subpoena. Please do not discuss your testimony with any other witness during the pendency of this matter.
Thank you.
We will now take our lunch break. I'll see everyone back at 1:30. Thank you.
All right.
Is there any record we need to make prior to lunch?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
I'll see you back at 1:30. Thank you.